then A union B is the set of all people who are blonde haired or smoke or both. And I am none. Okay, I neither smoke nor do I have blonde hair. Pictorially we can denote the union of two sets like this. Or we can simply write the union A union B. Okay, so instead of writing more lines, I just say it. Here A is the circle on the left, and in fact the inside of the circular region on the left, B is that on the right. We have drawn this in this manner. It's because there may be some elements like this situation. Here you see both A and B have an element in common, x1. So like that there may or may not be some elements in common to A and B. So that's why we have drawn the two circles in such a way that there is a common area. And of course there may be some elements in A which are not in B, like this x2 is in A which is not in B. Like that there may be some element y1 in B which is not in A, say. So this is the general situation. Then the union consists of those elements which are either in A or in B or in both. So that's why we have drawn horizontal lines to denote the fact, to cover all such elements or to represent all such elements. Okay, I'm not going to write all these things. The circle on the left denotes those things. So the next definition is of course intersection. The intersection of A and B denoted by this symbol. Okay, when we write this, sometimes we say A cup B because this one looks like a cup, whereas this one is called A cap B. It looks like a cap. I mean, you can understand sort of by this is defined to be this set. the set of all elements which belong to both A and B. Now, unlike the previous set, in place of OR we have now AND. So we can take these same examples to illustrate intersection. We can write just like how we wrote here for any set. A intersection A is also just like union equal to A. If B is a subset of A, then A intersection B equals B. Just like the bigger one becomes union, the smaller one becomes intersection when one of them is a subset of the other. And B equals y1, y2, x1, then their intersection equals this set consisting of the single element, assuming that these are all distinct, okay, no y is equal to x. No y equals x. Okay, and that thing, that blonde haired smoking people. And B is the set of all people who smoke. Then A intersection B is the set of all blonde haired people who smoke. Now, just like the union, we also have a diagram for the intersection. Let me draw a tiny diagram here. So, like before, this is A, this is B, and the intersection is the set of those elements that are common to both A and B, that is, which lie in both A and B. So this region represents the intersection. Okay, after this, there is a proposition which is one of the distributive laws that involves both these operations, union and intersection. So we are going to see how it has been presented in the book. For any three sets A, B and C, we have this. First we have intersection, then union. A intersection B union C equals A intersection B union A intersection C. Although we already have proved this in our live set theory videos, but let us just do it once more, because some of you may not have watched those videos, that's why. Okay, so see, when we defined equality of sets, we said that to prove that two sets are equal, we are going to show that each one is a subset of the other. So that's precisely what we are going to do here. So we will first prove that this is a subset of this, and then we will show that this is a subset of this. And by the definition of subsets, to prove that the left hand side is a subset of the right hand side, we will consider any element on the left, and we will prove that that element is also on the the set on the right hand side. So let X be any element in this set. So X belongs to an intersection. So X will belong to both the sets. X will belong to A by the definition of intersection, and X will belong to B union C. This implies X belongs to A, and now X belonging to B union C means X belongs to B or X belongs to C. Okay, let me put some ink. Keep in mind that this OR is inclusive OR. In mathematics, we usually use inclusive OR. If we want exclusive OR, we have to mention it separately, because the situations that arise most often are where inclusive OR is more appropriate than exclusive OR. That's the reason. And union is one such situation. So this implies X belongs to A and X belongs to B or X belongs to C. So we can write this whole thing like this. X is in any case belonging to A, whether X belongs to B or C. So there are two cases, actually three cases. If X belongs to B, then also X belongs to A. If X belongs to C, then also X belongs to A. If X belongs to both of them, then also X belongs to A. So we can write with these conditions X belongs to A. So X belongs to A, and this "and" comes from the fact that regardless of the situation, X always is in A, and X belongs to B, or X belongs to A and X belongs to C. This implies now X belongs to A and X belongs to B means X belongs to A intersection B, or like that, this means X belongs to A intersection C. But we have OR in between them, so X belongs to there. Now these are two sets and we have OR. So any element X in this set is also in this set. So this is a subset of this set. Thus A intersection B union C is a subset of the other set. Okay, next we will prove the other containment. It's just going to be like this one, only the arguments will be in the opposite order. We will start from here and end here. Next, let y belong to this. Then y belongs to A intersection B. Since we have union, by definition of union we have this intersection C. And so now we can break it down further, writing y belongs to A and y belongs to B, or y belongs to A and y belongs to C. So regardless of the situation, y always belongs to A, just like how we had x belonging to A here. And y belongs to C. This implies we can write this whole thing like this: y belongs to A and y belongs to B, or y belongs to C. Which in turn implies y belongs to A and y belongs to B union C. Thus y belongs to A intersection B union C. This gives us the other containment. Union A intersection C is a subset of A intersection B union. If you want, you can give numbers to these relations, so that now you can refer. From 1 and 2, we have equality. There is another one where you switch between union and intersection, that's all. These two rules are known as distributive laws. We will see the other one in the exercises. Okay. Now see, we have so far defined how many? Only two operations, and we have seen this little proposition. But now instead of just two, what I'm trying to say is this: yes, we have defined two operations, but in each operation we have defined it between two sets. This is not necessary. We can have any number of sets, and we can define union and intersection. So that's what we are going to do now. Next.